If you've got an empty space like this that needs some dressing up, I've got just the project for you. I'm going to create a beautiful hanging pot garden that's going to bring life and colour to this empty space. These are the tools and materials we're going to need for our hanging pot garden. I'm going to have 4 pots along the length of my shelf, so I'm going to measure that out and mark it before I start drilling the holes. You might want more than 4, that's up to your design. Measure the position for your pots on your form ply and mark it out. Mark out the squares for the location of your pots, and to find the centre of those squares, simply mark the diagonals. The next move is to cut the holes where the pots are going to be positioned. To make it easier to handle the ply, leave it as one piece, clamp it down before you start drilling the holes. To make it a little bit easier to position the hole saw, we're going to drill a small pilot hole at the centre of each square. Use a hole saw to drill your holes. When using a hole saw, just drill partway through from one side, then flip your work over and drill through from the other side. That'll save getting an ugly breakout on the other side. It's time now to rip down our shelf to the width that we want. We're going to set up a straight edge to run our saw against. Don't forget to allow for the distance between the edge of your saw and the blade, because that's going to affect the finished width of the shelf. Use a drop saw to cut your shelf to length. That'll give us a nice square cut. The shelf is going to be hung using chain and screw eyes, so measure the position of your screw eyes. Put a pilot hole in to assist with putting the screw eye in. If you're hanging more than one shelf, you'll need to offset the screws from below and above so that they don't collect each other. Repeat the process for the remaining eye screws. Now that all our eye screws are in, you can see how it's been offset so that the screws don't collect each other. Next, we need to cut our chain to length. Depending on the size of the chain you need, you might be able to manage with pliers. Otherwise, if you're using heavier chain, you might need something a little bit bigger. Once your chain is cut to length, open up an eyelet on each end to create a hook for hooking onto the eye screws to hang your shelf, and then repeat the process for the rest of the chains. So there you have it. By using some form ply and some pieces of chain, we've created this beautiful hanging pot garden that's brought this empty space to life. So easy.